Next up in the line of Target exclusive Cobra Island figures is Barbecue. So Barbecue actually was released with Breaker, but I don't have Breaker yet. Had some issues getting him and did not have issues getting Barbecue. Kind of weird. Barbecue came out later, but everybody in China was sold out of Breaker by the time I tried to get him. So this figure looks awesome. I am super impressed with it, and I know that they've reused the legs and waist. I'm not sure about the rest of the body, but we're going to take a look and see what comes off. I'm assuming that you would have to remove the arms in order to get the chest rig off of him. But man, this figure looks awesome. It's much better than I expected. It actually looks a lot like a modern Barbecue figure that was released. So let's open him up, check out his accessories, and take a good close look at the figure. Let's take a look at the packaging first. The backing insert that you have is the regular G.I. Joe Cobra Island backing. And the back of the box, of course, you have the image of Cobra Island with what I'm assuming to be, I've always assumed this, to be mission-specific locations that pertain to the figures in the package. And then you have the sticker that all of the Chinese figures have on them. Same tray packaging and everything. I will pop all of these out because nobody wants to hear the plastic crinkle, and we'll get a good up-close look at the figure. I love already the metallic paint here on the face mask. Here he is, freed from the plastic prison. We'll go over articulation real quick. And yes, I have a Destro over here that we can compare him to and see just how much of that figure they reused to make this one. So he has the calf rotators, the typical ankle and foot articulation, the double jointed knees, the hips, the drop down joints here for the legs. He also has, let's see, does this rotate? No, it does not. This is one piece. The double jointed elbow, the wrist articulation that is typical with all of these figures. It rotates and has the disc. Same for this hand. See there. He has the bicep rotator, butterfly joints in the chest, and the shoulder, the same regular shoulder articulation. I think it would be really cool if they ended up going with the pinless technology on these guys, like they have with some of the Marvel Legends. Now, this vest is actually a large form-fitted piece that's covers the figure's entire torso. It's a nice, big, heavy armor plate. You have space for a backpack, and the head is actually much like the original Barbecue figure. The head is the helmet. You have the dog bone neck articulation so that you can move the head all around in different directions. Really nice gloss paint there on the visor, and the metallic silver's a nice touch on the mask. Really digging this figure. I could see a lot of room for customs or army builders. The color on him is great. I don't actually have one of the modern versions of this figure, one of the 4-inch versions of this figure on hand right now without digging through a bunch of other figures to show a comparison. But it's a great throwback to the original Barbecue figure. Now, he does come with 2 axes, and I would also like to point out that on these figures, Hasbro is putting paint apps on the accessories with some of them. This figure in particular does have paint apps on the accessories. That was a complaint when the deluxe Snake Eyes came out, was that it was a deluxe figure, cost more money, and had all these accessories, and none of them had any paint apps. And, you know, they put paint apps on all the 4-inch figures that came out for the movies. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And especially like the 30th anniversary and POC figures, Those all had paint apps on the accessories, and you know, these 6-inch figures really needed that touch. So here you have the hatchet, which the original barbecue came with the hatchet, the extinguisher pack, a hose, which this figure comes with a nice flexible hose here, and the extinguisher gun. Now, this is a little bit of a modified version of that original extinguisher gun. Let's get a close-up view here. The original extinguisher gun, I don't believe, had anything like this on it. It was basically just this, and it's a little bit bigger piece now. You also see the hole here in the end. Are they going to release blast effects or not? Come on, Hasbro, give us some blast effects. Not that blast effects would really go that great in an extinguisher gun, but here we have it. Speaking of which, the firefighting accessories, the extinguisher gun, for a lot of people, I think barbecue makes a lot more sense as a flamethrower like blowtorch rather than a firefighter. I can see the use for a firefighter in environmental concerns, maybe such as an attack on Cobra Island, as he is a Cobra Island figure, not wanting to completely destroy the environment, kind of going along the lines of the Eco Warriors type scenario, but or maybe even to protect G.I. Joe assets from fires. But it makes a lot more sense to me that maybe his pack would be dual purpose. Maybe his pack would serve the purpose of a flamethrower and a fire extinguisher. Now that would make a lot more sense. So let's get him put together here and see what he looks like all geared up. His hands should hold everything together. His hands should hold everything just fine. Might want to heat these up. That's one thing that I've found, is that heating up the hands, making them a little more pliable, allows you to affix your accessories a little better. But before we do that, let's take a look at him next to Destro. So they used the same legs, waist, and boots as Destro. I'm not going to pop the vest off to check the torso, but there's a good chance it's probably the same torso. The arms are different. Let's see if he has any of the features of Destro's chest here. And as a matter of fact, I believe that's Destro's torso. So the arms are different. You take a look at Destro's torso. I feel like I said Destro's testro, but Destro's torso. It'd be kind of odd, I think. But I believe they really did use Destro's torso for barbecue. I can't place the arms. I'm not exactly sure where those came from, but I don't think they're Destro's arms. So they did make a good use of that mold in creating this figure, recoloring it. It's a great looking barbecue figure. Here he is all geared up. This holster is actually a separate piece from the leg, and you'll want to be careful whenever you're affixing the hose to the pegs. It's pretty tight. Heating it up is advised. And then you have this clip over here, a different, kind of an odd type of holster. The joints on this figure are very tight, so please be careful whenever you take this guy out of the box and start manipulating his joints. You don't want to break an arm or anything. Again, it's advisable to put them in hot water and loosen them up a little bit. So this is more of like a clip for the hatchet, or the axe would probably fit there as well. The axe is a large two-handed firefighter's axe, and then you have the small hatchet here. But as with the rest of the classified figures, he is designed to be all geared up. The axe, you know what? The backpack has a clip on it as well. This might not be in the right spot. Let's see if the hatchet will fit here. I'm assuming that it will. yeah, it looks like this is going to be pretty easy to clip right in here, but you don't want that facing his arm. You don't want him to cut himself. So we would turn that around, and yeah, it's just it's a pressure clip. So it holds an accessory with pressure there. The gun may fit in that as well, or the axe may fit there. A good place to stow the axe. Let's get it out of his hand here and give it a shot. So I believe that's exactly where the axe belongs if it's not in his hands. It goes right there on the backpack. It's a great holder for it. And then his hands are free to operate the extinguisher or flamethrower, however you see it, and the hatchet. Thanks for joining me to check out the new G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Island barbecue figure. Check out the artwork there on the side of the box. Isn't that great? I love that artwork. The classified figures have such nice artwork on the spines, and makes for a great shelf display as well, so that you can put them sideways like this. You know, a lot of people want to see the figures too. Well, get two of them and the artwork goes together. Yeah, I got two. Like that. Oh, isn't that neat? Anyway, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. Check out the description of the video for links to Action Media Reviews merchandise and a handful of Facebook groups that you can join and connect with people like me and others in the community who are G.I. Joe action figure enthusiasts. Yo, Joe!